Is Oklahoma cursed? Dang show feels like it because it appears that the injury bug has hit us once again. So we've got to, of course, talk about it. Before we do that, welcome to First Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over there at BetUS TV. Check out their YouTube channel. They're hooking you up with all the odds and the analysis around the betting world. So check them out here on YouTube. Search BetUS TV. Well, you've seen the reports floating around social media, and I've made some contacts, and yeah, it sounds like it's legit. We are cursed. And me and John talked about it on Locked On Sooners. You can check that episode out too to get some back and forth between me and him, but I felt like it was necessary for me to talk about it here in the solo action. Oklahoma has been bit once again by the injury bug. I know. Yeah, it sucks. And it sounds like the wide receiver room may have a big hit with Javonnie Gibson, possibly down for an extended period of time. So I was listening to K-Ref today, and I heard Parker Thune, actually yesterday, heard Parker Thune talking about it, and it just made me just drop. Like, dang, man, why can't Emmett Jones get a break? Well, not that kind of break, but you know what I'm saying. Why can't good stuff happen to our guy EJ? Y'all know we advocate hardcore for him. He finds talent, does a really good job of recruiting as well as developing. And I just don't understand why the bad luck keeps hitting his room. So it sounds like Gibson is going to be down for probably half the season. There's nothing official that's come out yet. They're waiting to find out. But based upon what Thune was saying on the last pod as well as on the radio, sounds like it could be significant. And I've also heard that there's a couple of the wide receivers that's dealing with some little dingers. And so it sounds like there's a possibility we need to shut these boys down. But losing Javonnie Gibson is huge, man. I don't think y'all understand just how significant he's been when it comes to practice. Like, he has been the dude that has stepped up to be that guy, like the one that everyone's like, oh, I didn't realize you were that good. And it's unfortunate because now you lose out on a guy that had so much potential with his size and his stature to be able to really show up. I think Isaiah Satania is dealing a little bit of dinger at one point, but I think he's back. But I think he's down until probably summertime. Keontae Lewis was fighting some dingers or whatnot. And so, yeah, man, it pains me to see and hear that our guy, Javonnie Gibson, is probably done for a bit. Waiting on the final prognosis. Probably will find this out after this video comes out. I'm assuming we'll probably hear something this week from the coaching staff on what the actual timeline is. Most likely we won't hear until the Crimson Combine this weekend, in which I'm going to be there. I hope you plan on being there too. If you are, just find me on the field. I'll be hanging out so we can link up and chop it up. But let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Want to hear y'all thoughts on just the curseness of this room. And it's funny because it seems like it's only this room that we're dealing with. It's only wide receivers that we're getting unlucky with so far. Knock on wood, we'll pray it's not anybody else. But let me see, Eli Bowen is probably gone. He had a high ankle sprain. And the Gibson injury, you know, it wasn't something that he was blocking and someone fell on his leg type situation. And unfortunately, that's football. That's what happened. So what are we going to do next? Let's talk about that. But first, shout out to our partners over there at BetUS TV. Check them out here on YouTube. Their channels, they got all kinds of good stuff. They're hooking you up with all the odds and analysis you're looking for. We've talked about, some of the odds and stuff for the season and whatnot, but you can go check out BetUS. Here on YouTube, they're giving you all the breakdowns that you're looking for. BetUS, where the game begins. So, what's next? Well, when you look at the room, pull it up, this is what you're working with right now as far as, players. I know Carry-On was dealing with some stuff, some injuries a little bit. You lost Jaden Gibson as well as Javonnie. So you still got young Manny Choice. Keontae Lewis is up and down. Zion Kearney appears to be still healthy and playing. You got Elijah Thomas as well. Josiah Martin just came back from injury and supposedly did some pretty good stuff on the field, which is good. But losing Satania, who's big. You got Burks back, who just came back from injury, right? He's now actually cleared to practice. He goes out there. You saw in the last video of propaganda that everybody's making catches on. He's actually back, which I'll put that up in just a minute. But you don't have KJ Daniels. You don't have Zion Rajan and all the other guys. You got Jacob Jordan, but all the other guys, they're more so, additional bodies that we're not sure about as of yet. And I'm hoping that Oklahoma goes ahead and gets extremely active in the transfer portal. Like at this point, you got to go batch in the transfer portal. There's nothing you can do. You have to. You got to. If you don't, then you are missing out on something important. Now, of course, the selling point on this is that, hey, we're dealing with injuries again. We would like for you to come to Oklahoma, but I don't think that that's going to be that much of a problem because it's football. It happens. Injuries happen in football. Let me repeat that again to you all. Understand that injuries happen in football. It's unfortunate. I don't like it, but guess what? Injuries happen in football. So the selling point here is going to be an opportunity to play immediately or play early, right? We have a lot of young dudes that we're going to be working through. I expect Zion Kearney to be out there with the ones. Keontae Lewis, Satania, Burks, I expect them to probably rotate a lot as well. But you need one more body to go in there just in case Javonnie Gibson is not ready day one. And you know that Javonnie's not going to be ready till later in the season. And I anticipate them going after it. There's a Stanford wide receiver I was looking at that I hope they go after. Emmett Mosley, I think it's the 5th. He dealt with some injuries at Stanford, but when he was playing, he was putting up numbers. So I'm hoping we, pick up the phone and call him as he is currently available. And anybody else that jumps in the portal that will be worth it, especially in size-wise. We just need one more big body person that can show up and actually do something productive for this team. But man, it sucks that we have to deal with yet another injury. I know I'm here with you all. I said the same thing. It hurts my heart and my feelings that we once again dealing with this mess. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts. All right, we'll talk more about we'll talk more this week. The Crimson Combine's coming up again. I'll be there for that. Recruiting seems to be heating up for us. Thank goodness. We may be getting some good stuff. And, the NCAA should be making a ruling on the settlement hopefully the next day or two. So as y'all see I'm traveling, I'll have some content going up on that. We'll talk about it more in depth at that point. But, I'm just hoping that this injury bug isn't as brutal as it seems. Just cross your fingers and toes that it's not hell and the world doesn't come to an end. So shout out to Bet US TV. Check them out here on YouTube. They're going to hook you up. I always got the great analysis and stuff. So search them on YouTube, Bet US TV. And we'll chop it up another day or two. Peace.